Welcome to No Brainer MMA. What's up, Connor?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We actually broke a couple of records last week. I think we had like most views ever on that one video. Pretty wild.
Yeah. And what fight was that? That was Jalen Turner versus Eurosmetic?
Yeah, Euros. Yep, that's what it was.
That one.
Yeah, that was a sweet fight, man. Jalen Turner's the real deal.
Yeah. I told y'all I'm a little I question Eurosmetic's defense. I questioned it.
So did they.
What?
So did Jalen Turner.
Yeah, Jalen Turner made it a point.
That's true.
It was too much too fast for him, I think.
Definitely. And that was like the one thing that we said. We were like, this is up in the air. There's a lot of question marks here. But UFC 266, Volk looking like elite.
Ortega showing he's the toughest motherfucker maybe alive.
Yeah, his last two fights alone, he's absorbed 500 significant strikes.
Valentina Shevchenko. I'll give credit to Lauren Murphy. She ate like a fucking 7-strike combo that included a head kick right to her face, and she was still on her feet.
She was on her feet, but she wasn't coherent.
No, she didn't know where she was, but she was on her feet.
Yeah. Really sad Nick Diaz Robbie Lawler fight.
I mean, the first 2 rounds, I get it. Nick Diaz was slow, but he was landing, you know?
Dude, he landed 150 strikes.
Yeah, that fight was we're going to glance right through the Blades Rosenstrike fight because we all know that was going to happen.
Yeah, we saw that coming.
That Nick Diaz, it goes down as a TKO due to retirement. He
wouldn't get up. All he did, he broke. I know I'm saying all he did was break his nose, but fighters go through that every single time they fight sometimes, and he was just like, nah.
He wasn't feeling it anymore.
Feeling it. And
he has nothing to prove. He's been around for fucking 7 years. He hasn't been around for 7 years. I get it, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. It was just sad to me to watch that.
Yeah.
Even though I was happy for Robbie Lawler. He looked great.
Yeah, I'm happy for Robbie Lawler. That's one thing I could say.
Yeah, Jessica Andrade did what we both thought would happen there.
Yep.
I thought Calvia would actually put up more of a fight. She really didn't. That Merab fight was also incredible with Marias looking like he was going to finish Merab, and then Merab just taking it.
Landing 130 unanswered blows.
Yeah, something that's...
He's a machine. The first round in that fight and the third round in the Volk and Ortega fight were 2 immediate nominees for round of the year.
That round 3 of Ortega Volk is probably.
Bro, he dropped him and he had that guillotine in deep and he was kicking his legs up and shit. I thought he was done.
He was. I got worried for a second.
I was let's get it.
And then Dan Hooker killed it, just like we said.
Yeah.
Also another case of too much too soon with Nasrat half press there.
Yeah. Half press has a great future, but
he needs to get eased in. He's top 15. He needs to get eased into the top 10. And Dan Hooker's
he's ranked 9th or something, but
100% a top 10 fighter.
Half press isn't even right.
No, I think unofficially, I think he's 13 or something like that. But
it's a case of I don't know why they made that fight.
Yeah, that was pretty weird. And the Chris Dawkins was just
the referee let him get knocked out 3 separate instances. It could have been stopped round 1 at the end, and then round 2 he knocked him out twice.
Yep, I feel bad for.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And
then Chris Dawkins just signed that deal to fight Derek Lewis. Chris Dawkins is happening, I think, in December or something like that.
That fight will be fucking fun to watch.
Oh my God. And then the rest, I'm
riding with the Black Beast on that one.
Yeah, I think I might have to also. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Roxanne showed toughness again. I bet the over on that. It was minus 270. And
Semi Jedi with a 15-second knockout.
Yep. And then my boy Jonathan Pierce.
Hammer fist after.
Yeah, he did.
Or as Jorge Masvidal would say, super necessary.
Super necessary. And then Jonathan Pierce, big underdog to start the night for me. That plus 180.
Yeah, that was
Omar Morales.
That was the only one in the entire prelims and early prelims I missed on. So
yeah, I think I didn't go undefeated. I forgot about the I was gonna say undefeated on the main card, but I picked Diaz in that one. But I went what was it, Dan? 11 and 2?
Yeah, you only got 2 wrong in the entire card. So
yeah. Let's keep it going with this next one. What is this next one? Let me see.
UFC Fight Night. Thiago Santos versus Johnny Walker.
Great. You mind if I start the night off, Dan?
Go ahead.
All right, let's do this. Alejandro Perez versus Johnny Eduardo.
Yes, sir.
All right, so excuse me. Alejandro Perez, UFC veteran, been around for a while. 3-2 in his last 5. Currently on a 2-fight losing streak. Even though that fight with Cody Stamann was super close and was more like a split decision to me than a unanimous decision, and a first round KO loss from Song Yadong, which that will happen.
Yadong can hit hard.
Yeah, he hasn't fought since July of 2019. He's got a plus 0.6 striking differential, 73% takedown defense, still only 32 years old, and already has 7 years UFC experience under his belt. He's taken on Johnny Eduardo, 2-3 in his last 5. He's been finished
the last 2.
Yeah, he's been finished in 3 out of his last 4 fights and hasn't fought since June of 2018. Not to mention he's 41 now. And I was looking through his stuff. He's been professionally fighting since 1996.
He did it before it was cool.
Yeah, but seriously, when it was like scary. But since 2012, he's only fought 6 times. Really slowed down towards the end of his career. Eduardo looked good in his last time out, though. I thought he was winning that Nathaniel Wood fight, but then Nathaniel Wood caught him in a Darce, I think, in the second round. He's got a negative striking differential, only 62% takedown defense, but overall, it's hard not to pick Perez in this one. But this is a great fight to start the night, and I think it's going to be violent.
I agree. I like Perez in this fight too. It's just like how can you I can't back somebody who's 41 years old, got finished 3 of his last 4 fights, lost the last 2, and is 40 years old fighting at bantamweight. Like, it's just all the red flags are up on Eduardo.
Exactly what I
want to bet an underdog. I wouldn't bet Johnny Eduardo. I would go somewhere else with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just not a good call.
All right, dope. We're both going to agree on this first one. We're both going Alejandro Perez, and we're going to move right into the next one. Shannon Young versus Stephanie Egger.
All right. So we got Stephanie Egger, who is from Switzerland, 33 years old. She's coming off of the loss to Tracy Cortez, which was her UFC debut back in October of 2020. So it's been about a year now, which is crazy to think about. She's taking on Shannon Young, the Shanimal.
Terrible.
Just terrible. She also made her UFC debut, but it was in February of 2020 against Macy Chiasson, where she lost by unanimous decision. I mean, Macy Chiasson is an absolute beast, so there's nothing wrong with that. She has an exhibition loss to Miranda Maverick and has lost to Sarah Alpar as well. So it seems like she has issues when it gets to people who are near, like, who are pretty high up there when it comes to like skills.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie Egger, on the other hand, I know she lost to Tracy Cortez in her last fight. Tracy Cortez is kind of a beast, though, you know?
Oh, totally. Yeah, that's a tough UFC debut.
Yeah, like, they both had tough fights their last fight out. Shannon Young's was Macy Chiasson, yeah. So, like, neither of those are fights you want to be taking.
No.
But this fight is actually pretty close. Like, this fight is pretty... I'm kind of like, this is one of the fights that I was kind of like debating on the whole time. it's just, I would definitely go with the over on this fight. Edgar's gonna try to bring that fight to the ground with her. She's got like a judo background, and then Shanna Young, just she's more of a stand-up artist, I guess. But she did eat a lot of shots in her last fight. It's tough. I'm gonna roll with Edgar via decision, but either way, I'm not betting on this. I would definitely take the over though.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that over. But Shanna Young, 0-2 in the UFC, like Dan said, losing tough fights. In both of those fights, though, her takedown defense has been exploited. She's got pretty much just taken down at will.
Yeah,
hasn't been too impressive. Stephanie Edgar also. What'd you say?
That's why I like the judo from Edgar.
Oh, definitely. Stephanie Edgar, who lost her debut the last time out to Tracy Cortez. Like Dan said, she is a practitioner of judo. Stylistically, for this fight, I like Edgar with you on this. And I think that she's just going to try to exploit Young's takedown defense like her first two UFC opponents did. So stylistically, I actually like this fight for Stephanie Edgar, and she is the underdog. It's pretty close.
It's about even.
It's about even. Okay, yeah. Slight favorite for Shanna Young. Yeah, I like the underdog on this one, Dan.
I'm seeing Edgar as a slight favorite.
Really? Did it switch?
It might have switched, yeah.
Man.
Hop on it while you can, boys.
I should have ate up. So that's all right. We're agreeing on this one. We're both going Stephanie Edgar. We're going to move right into the next one. Douglas Andrade versus Gaetano Perillo. So Douglas Andrade, 2-3 in his last 5. Fighting some really tough guys, though, with those 3 losses coming from Lerone Murphy, Peter Yan, and Rob Font.
Yeah, and like this guy has not had a good time.
Yeah, I feel bad for him a little bit. 19 of his 26 wins have come by KO TKO. Also has some really great cardio. Can definitely go 3 rounds for sure. Stylistically, he doesn't look too great with he's got a negative striking differential. Oh, not stylistically. Statistically, he only he doesn't look too great. He's got a negative striking differential. Yeah, 66% takedown defense, but like you said, he's been in wars. Like he's had some tough competition. He's taken on Gaetano Perillo, who's lost his UFC debut to Ricky Simone dominantly. That fight, I looked into that fight because I was like, oh, this must have been like a short notice fight. It wasn't. It was just a bizarre matchup to put Ricky Simone against him on his UFC debut.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And he got taken down 7 times and got subbed in the second. 11 of his 15 wins have come by KO TKO, but the big difference maker here is the level of competition. Perillo, besides Simone, he fought Arnold Allen in 2014, but besides those 2 dudes, he's fought like just scrubs. While Andrade's been fighting, like we said, the best top level competition you can find. So I'm gonna go with Andrade in this one.
Yeah, so am I. Short and sweet. This guy has wins over Renan Barão, Chito Vera. Those are the 2 biggest names, at least. But he's fought some really, really, really good guys: Rob Font, Peter Yan, and Lerone Murphy. So, like, again, nothing to take away from this guy. Mm-hmm. This fight is it's a bantamweight. He's been like kind of bouncing on weight classes, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's the level of competition that does it for me as well. I mean, he is 36, but I think he's going to use his experience and he's going to get the win in this fight. It's probably going to go to a decision as well.
Yeah, I'm probably seeing a decision here too.
But Perillo is definitely a pretty dangerous striker. So
he is. We just haven't seen it in the UFC yet, but he's not getting matched up with good I don't know if the UFC thinks he actually is that sick or he's just getting unlucky.
No, he's got fucking hands.
He does have hands.
I've seen his film. Like, he's got hands.
All right, so we could see a nice fight here. Better matchup for him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm looking at the odds right now, and I kind of like the plus 200 that Perillo's getting for this.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That's some solid disrespect they're throwing in his face. Yeah, but overall, I think Andrade has it, but Perillo is probably. I wouldn't bet on this. Like, if anything, I would bet Perillo because I like his stand up.
Yeah, you like his stand up, and it's good money. Near a plus 200, I'm looking at, right?
Yeah, like plus 180, plus 200. It's definitely pretty good.
Yeah, I would like that. Not too bad. All right, but we are agreeing. We're both going the other way. We're both going Douglas Andrade. We're going to move right into the next one. Jamie Mullarkey versus Devonte Smith.
Yeah, so Jamie Mullarkey surprised me in his last fight with that win over Kama Worthy.
I think he surprised everyone.
Yeah. It's just like he kind of got outclassed in his first two fights by Faraz Ziam and Brad Riddell. Brad Riddell, in my opinion, is a fucking stud. City kickboxing all day.
If he's future top 10, if he's not already, he's got to be near it.
I think he's like 13 or 12 or something.
Okay, yeah.
He has to be.
He's on the way.
Yeah, he's taking on Devonte Smith, and this is a really tough matchup. Devonte Smith is very, very, very strong. And funny enough, he has a knockout loss to Kama Worthy.
Yeah.
So it is
MMA
pretty
math, dude.
What?
MMA math, it works.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go against the MMA math. I'm gonna take Devonte Smith. I like Devonte Smith's power. Jamie Mullarkey could put him away because who the fuck knows in MMA anymore? But this guy has wins over Julian Erosa, Dong Hyun Ma, and Justin James. Like, this guy's a beast. Devonte Smith could definitely be a contender in the future. Not to confuse him with the Devonte Smith that plays for the Eagles.
Not him. But
they are both slim.
They are slim.
And they're both not the biggest guys, but I like the 76-inch reach he's got on it. Like, he's got, like, that's good for a bantamweight.
Even Mullarkey, dude, he is a solid reach. I think he's got 74.
Yeah, both of these guys are pretty lanky.
He's lanky as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, like, Mullarkey has a height advantage by like 3 inches, but Smith's got the reach advantage by 2 inches.
Yeah.
So it's strange, but we've all seen Devonte Smith's power before. I think that he's able to use his power and get the win in this fight.
Yeah, Devonte Smith 4-1 so far in the UFC. 10 of his 11 wins have come by KO, TKO. Very heavy hands. 7 of those in the first round too. He's got a +3 striking differential at 55% accuracy, and he's been yet to get taken down in the UFC. But his cardio is a question mark here, only seeing past the first one time in his last 5 fights. He's taken on Jamie Mullarkey, 1-2 in the UFC, winning his last time out, like Dan said, KO Kama Worthy in the first round. And I don't know if that was impressive for Mullarkey, only because Worthy's pretty chinny. You know, it's a great win to have on your belt, but like, if you look at the fight, like, we found out that Kama Worthy is kind of chinny. He's got a negative 2.6 striking differential, but does average 4 takedowns per fight at 30% accuracy. This one's actually pretty tough for me. If Mullarkey can survive the early rounds and wear on Smith, this one could go his way, but I'm going to go with Devonte Smith in this one. Mullarkey just takes too much damage.
Yeah.
Fights.
You're taking the quick twitch muscle fibers.
Yeah. But it is scaring me that, like, if he survives, then if this goes into the later rounds, then Mullarkey could take this. You never know, like Dan said.
Yeah. This is probably I guess 2 out of the first 4 fights I would say stay away from, honestly.
Yeah. But like I said, Mullarkey takes a decent amount of damage, and Smith does not need many to put you out. So
that's a fact.
All right, we're both agreeing. Devonte Smith in this one. We're going to move right into the next one. Carol Rosa versus Beth Correa. This is me, right, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Carol Rosa has looked nothing less than stellar so far in the UFC, going 3-0, while averaging 7.7 strikes per minute and a +2.2 striking differential. Also 2 takedowns per fight at 60% accuracy and 90% takedown defense. She's taking on Beth Correa, 1-3 and 1 no contest. What's up, bro?
It's like wind and rain.
Oh, it's raining out? I haven't been. Is it raining?
Yeah, it's rain. I hear the wind.
Oh, dude, I'm going to sleep good tonight. But she's taking on Beth Correa. 1-3 and 1 no contest in her last 5. She's got a slightly negative striking differential and 84% takedown defense. The problem with Correa, you never really know which one you're going to get, which version of her. She dominated Sarge 2 fights ago and looked awesome, and then got totally dominated in her last time out and got her strikes doubled. So
she got submitted by Ariane Aldana. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. What is she known? Yeah, she's known for her jiu-jitsu, Irene Aldana.
Yeah, like Irene Aldana's like first thing you think of when you think Irene Aldana, it's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think this is going to be a dominant win for Rosa.
Yeah, there's with what I just said, and Rosa's performances so far in the UFC, I have nothing against that. She's 26 years old. This girl's an up and coming bantamweight. Sorry. And she could really be a force. So let's see what Carol Rosa can do.
Awesome. We're both agreeing. Carol Rosa. We're going to move right into the next one. Antonia Shevchenko versus Casey ONeill.
Casey ONeill. Casey ONeill is definitely a pretty hot prospect.
She is. She's good.
She's coming to the UFC and has finished both of her opponents in Shannon Dobson and Laura Procopio.
Dude, Shannon Dobson. I remember her.
I love Shannon Dobson.
Dude, she was so bad.
She beat Agapova in that fight, but Agapova just wore herself out with those
beating her up too much.
Yeah, like she came out and just started. Yeah, that's a whole nother fucking story. Yeah. But yeah, Casey ONeill has looked great so far in the UFC. But this is definitely a little step up in competition fighting Antonia Shevchenko. I get it. She's not as good as her sister is, but like she's still pretty damn good, if you ask me.
Yeah.
She's won, lost one, going back to 2018 where she beat Gian Kim, lost to Roxanne, and then it's just been wins and losses since. She does have a win over Ariane Lipsky late last year, which I was like, damn, she's got some shit. Like she's got some crazy shit she could do. And then she lost to Andrea Lee, which I was just like, it's like, which version of her is going to show up, you know? Casey ONeill is a kind of pretty massive favorite in this one at -210, and she is taking a step up in competition. She's fighting a Shevchenko. It's just, she's 23 years old. I think even though she is very well-rounded, I'm pretty sketched out. Like, I'm going to ride with underdog in Antonia Shevchenko in this one.
Wow.
But wow. I like her. I like her in this fight just a little bit more than ONeill. ONeill is a little bit too young. I know she's looked really good in the UFC so far, but this is like her step up fight, and we're about to get to another step up fight in next fight. So, like when you take a step up in competition,
well, I'm gonna have a case for like the opposite right now. I think this could honestly be a step down in competition because Lara Procopio that she subbed is actually a stud.
She's good. She's really good.
Yeah, I think that she's honestly better than Antonia Shevchenko. So I think this could honestly be like a level or maybe even a slightly step down in competition for her. But I don't know if that's just because I don't really think that highly of Shevchenko in this, but I'm going to start with Casey ONeill. 7-0 pro record, 2-0 in the UFC, 2 finishes, like Dan said. So far, a +3 striking differential, 60% accuracy, averages 3.5 takedowns per fight at 62% accuracy. She's taking on Antonia Shevchenko, who's, what is it, Antonina? Whatever the fuck it is. Whatever. She's 2-3 in her last 5. She's got a plus 1.1 striking differential at 56% accuracy, but only 50% takedown defense. That seems to be her downfall. In the fights that she gets taken down more than once, she loses.
That's the thing. I would bet the over in this. I don't know if I would bet the over. Casey ONeill does finish fights. Now I'm thinking about changing my pick.
See, like I might have got you on this one.
Casey ONeill just taking her down and just enforcing her will.
In fights that she gets taken
out there.
Yeah, totally, dude. In fights that she gets taken down more than once, she loses. That fight, with her three UFC losses, she's gotten taken down 3 times, and 5 times. So I'm actually confidently taking ONeill in this one. I think she definitely has the grappling to take down Shevchenko. So I'm pretty sure she wins this one.
I just want to see what Shevchenko can do on the feet. Like, I think if it does stay on the feet, she does have a pretty massive advantage there.
Yeah, she's just fucked me over so many times, dude. It's tough to pick her.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so iffy on this fight. It's like every time it seems like I bet for her or against her, I'm wrong.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's why I'm saying I don't know if she's that. I don't think she's that bad. I just don't think that highly of her, probably, as like her name brings like a kind of, not kind of, like her name does bring like a huge like following, and you expect her to be as good as her sister, which is
never. But her sister is literally like if she was a KGB agent, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm pretty sure she is.
Or a secret CIA agent. Who the fuck knows? She speaks like 7 languages and can shoot guns like a fucking special ops soldier. So
that's true. And her sister is just like,
hey, I'm here.
I'm here too. All right, but wait, who are you picking?
Fuck. Can I not pick either?
You have to. This is the game.
I'm going Shevchenko. Fuck it. I'll go with my first initial gut instinct. It's like, what version of her is going to show up though? I don't know.
A bad one. We're going to disagree on this one. Dan's going Shevchenko. I'm going ONeill.
I'm not confident though.
Not confident. I'm more confident, but we'll see what happens. Anything could happen. We're going to move right into the next one. Joe Solecki versus Jared Flash Gordon.
Is this me or you?
This is me. Joe Solecki, 4-0 in the UFC. He hasn't fought the best competition so far, but nonetheless, he's looked dominant in the UFC. He absorbs less than a strike a minute, and he's got a plus 1.8 striking differential, 66% striking accuracy, 2.4 takedowns per fight at 50% accuracy. But he's taken on Jared Flash Gordon, 3-2 in his last 5. He tried his luck down at 145 in his last 2 fights, winning both of them, but really struggling with the weight cut. So he's moving back to 155 in this one. He's got a plus 2.3 striking differential at 56% accuracy and 2.8 takedowns per fight at 40% accuracy. This fight is very close. Both guys are so similar, just in different parts of their career. And this fight should be fireworks, but I'm going to go with the underdog in Jared Gordon in this one.
All right, so I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna take Solecki. I think he's really slick with his submission game. He's an expert at taking the back and finding those chokes. He's just really impressed me in all of his fights so far in the UFC. I get he's fought 2 washed up guys, but he fought James Wallace and Austin Hubbard, and he finished both of those fights. I remember, didn't he had like Hubbard's back in like a standing rear naked choke for like 3 minutes, and then he finally locked in the choke. So he's patient with his game. He's very, very, very good at jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I think he's got a slight edge over Jared Gordon. I know Jared Gordon's been around for forever. It feels like, but he has been finished multiple times. They have been knockouts, but still.
Mm-hmm. It's a tough guys.
Yeah, definitely tough guys. I'm pretty sure he's one of Bilal's teammates.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. So this fight's it is tricky, but I'm gonna ride with Solecki. I most of the time I'm riding with the younger guy, and I want to see what Solecki could do against I know he fought a grizzled vet and Jim Miller in his last fight, but like I want to see what he could do against somebody like Jared Gordon, who's more like in their prime.
Yeah, I could. This is a tough fight. The odds are near even.
It's a huge jump. It's a big jump up in competition for Joe Solecki.
Yes.
This is to see whether or not he's like legit at 155. You know, I don't think he's going to be top of the, like, looking at his game and overall, I'm not saying this guy's going to be a world beater, but I do like his game.
Yeah, he's going to need to evolve his striking just a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, but we're going to disagree on this one. Dan's going to go Joe Solecki. I'm going to go Jared Gordon. And we're going to move right into the next one, Alexander Hernandez versus Mike Bredin.
All right, yeah. So for this one, Leonardo Santos was originally going to fight Alexander Hernandez, but he pulled out due to injury, so now it's Mike Bredin. Alexander Hernandez lost his last fight to Thiago Moises.
Dude, he got outstruck by Thiago Moises.
Yeah, that was the surprising part. I saw Hernandez winning that. I thought Hernandez was going to win that fight, and then before that, he won a fight against Chris Kruzmacher, and then got knocked out by Drew Dober, beat Francisco Trinaldo. He's kind of been like up and down, you know. Like when he first came into the UFC, he like had two. He had the winner. He knocked out Beneil Dariush, and then beat that Mercier guy, and then like had that hype into him going into the Cerrone fight, and Cerrone just starched him. Yeah. And since then, he's kind of just like been, you know, like nothing crazy. I'm not saying like Alexander Hernandez is definitely not a world beater. But Bredin, on the other hand, he's making his UFC debut. Technically, he did fight in the LFA, and he did have a Contender Series fight last year, but he lost the Contender Series fight. He did look good in the LFA. He had like a pretty sick flying knee knockout. But yeah, overall, he's kind of like a stand-up fighter. So is Alex Hernandez. I'm gonna take Alexander Hernandez in this fight. It's just like this guy's stepping up super late notice, and it's just hard to trust somebody like that in this fight. I know he's known for a stand-up game. And Alex Hernandez got outstruck in his last fight, but he is also kind of known for a stand-up game. So I see this fight staying on the feet for the most part. Maybe Alexander Hernandez balances his last fight off with a little KO or something here.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on this one, Dan. Alex Hernandez, 2-3 in his last 5. More recently, though, just hasn't looked good. I don't know if his confidence, after that Cerrone loss, his confidence just like, I think that's the problem with it. Like, he just lost it.
Well, he talked shit to Cerrone, like,
oh my, he
saying like, oh, you're punch struck, you're slurring your words, I'm gonna knock this hillbilly out cold and shit like that. And it's just like
acting like Colby.
I'm like, I never liked him. I never liked him since. I've always wanted him to lose, but I think he's gonna win this fight. I don't like him though.
And that
I think karma's caught up. I think karma is getting him these losses.
Dude, that could be it. But he got outstruck by Thiago Moises. I get he's a skilled grappler, but on the feet, I get people can evolve their game and get better, but he just got beat up on the feet by Thiago Moises. He's got a negative striking differential, 1.6.
Thiago Moises can strike. He could definitely strike.
That's like a new thing for him, though. He was not a striker whatsoever.
I mean, he did get a headlining fight after beating Alex Hernandez.
I'm saying, that's a good fight. I'm not taking anything away from him. He really showed up for that, but I did not expect it. And it's not a good look for Alex.
And Moises is only 26 years old. He's got plenty of time.
Yeah.
But he did get finished by Islam in his last fight.
Hernandez, he's got that negative striking differential, 1.6 takedowns per fight, 38% accuracy, 62% takedown defense. Taking on Mike Bredin, who lost that Contender Series fight in 2020, like Dan said. But he's on a 2-fight winning streak. Fights out of Glory MMA with my favorite corner man of all time, James Krause. 8 of his 10 wins have come by KO TKO. Breden's taking this fight on short notice, but still got 3 weeks out of it, which isn't bad.
And he's in the UFC now.
Yeah, for taking the fight on short notice. And he's in the UFC now, exactly. But Hernandez really has his back against the wall. I think he comes into this fight with something to prove. So I'm going to agree with you, Dan.
He is a minus 500 favorite. So
what?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Hernandez is kind of like.
Take Bredin, dude. You never know. You can't trust Hernandez.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
if it's a minus, I didn't know it was a minus 500.
Yeah, it's like minus 500 across the board.
I am nowhere near that confident in this than minus 500. I'm way less confident than that.
Minus 250 would be cool with me.
Yeah, minus 200 even maybe just because he's got a couple things on his side, but no, I would not take that. No way. But we're going with them. We're both agreeing. We're both going Alex Hernandez, former Patriots tight end. We're gonna move right into the next one. Aspen Ladd versus Macy Chiasson.
I'll take this one, and you take the next two.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we got Aspen Ladd, who she got sidelined due to injury. Hasn't fought in a long time.
Might have been from COVID. I don't know if she had an injury.
I don't know. I get her and Macy Barber mixed up. So
they do kind of look alike.
But yeah, she came in the UFC hot and heavy, fucking winning fights against Lena Landsberg, Tanya Ebinger, both by finish, and then beat Sajara Eubanks before getting starched by Jermaine Durandamy in 16 seconds, which she disputed and said, like, because I'm a woman, they stopped the fight early. It's like, no, you got you got starched by one of the best strikers in the 135-pound women's division.
I hate when people do that.
But most recently, she has the win over Yana Kunitskaya, where she dropped her on the feet and finished her from there. Aspen Ladd finished his fights. On the other hand, you got Macy Chiasson, who I think is very, very good. I think very highly of her. She won an Ultimate Fighter season. Back in 2018. Her only loss is to they have a similar opponent in Lena Landsberg. Aspen Ladd did beat Lena Landsberg, and 2 years later, Macy Chiasson lost to Lena Landsberg. But Macy Chiasson was earlier in her career when that happened. Most recently, she has fought Shannon Young and Marion Renault and has beaten both of them. She looks really good fundamentally. Has a solid overall game. She subbed Penny Kianzad to win the season of the Ultimate Fighter. Let's not forget that. And for some reason, Aspen Ladd's like a minus 250 favorite in this fight. That's a little crazy to me.
It's a lot closer than that too, I think.
It's way closer than that. I mean, like, holy shit.
Don't get me wrong. I'm going to still pick Ladd in this, but it's closer than that.
Yeah. This is like a fight where it's just like, if Aspen Ladd loops her punches a little too much, she's probably going to lose the fight. Like, can you agree with me there?
Yeah, but I think Aspen Ladd has a more well-rounded game with those takedowns, and I think that's going to be the difference maker in this one.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna take Aspen Ladd, but do not count out Macy Chiasson. She's super tough, super durable. I would go on bet the over. I feel more comfortable betting the over than betting either of these fighters.
I don't see Ladd finishing Chiasson in this one.
No, Chiasson is so tough.
Yeah, she's tough.
So, but her last win is over
44-year-old Marion Renault.
Yeah, who then lost to Miesha Tate. Like, it's not saying much, you know. Like, she did look phenomenal in that fight. Don't get me wrong, but like, she's still 44. You know, like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but you're picking Ladd overall.
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
I'm gonna agree with you on this one. But Chiasson is awesome. 4-1 in her last 5, +2 striking differential. Also gets a one takedown a fight at 64% takedown defense. I think 64 is like just mediocre. 64% takedown defense is not good takedown defense. So especially against a really solid grappler like Aspen Ladd.
She's so like compact and strong.
Yeah, stocky.
Yeah,
she's got a Macy Chiasson has a 6-inch reach advantage and 5-inch height though. But yeah, I'm gonna take
like if it stays on the feet, I give the advantage to Chiasson, honestly.
Oh, for sure. It's not even on the feet. It's not even close.
Got the power, maybe, but that's about it. like Chiasson can keep her at range and pick her apart, which is why I would say stay away from this one. If anything, put your money on Chiasson because I think this fight could be close.
I don't know about that though, because she gets 2.5. Aspen Ladd gets 2.5 takedowns a fight, 75% takedown accuracy.
Yeah, but both of these girls are on an upward trajectory in their
totally different games.
But yeah, they have different games. Yeah, stylistically, I take Aspen Ladd in this fight, but if the fight does stay on the feet and Macy Chiasson's able to stuff the takedowns and keep the fight standing and use her technical prowess, I think she wins the fight. So Macy isn't a bad bet at all, and the over isn't a bad bet either. So
yeah, I like the over in this one actually too. But we're both going to agree and go Aspen Ladd in this one. We're going to move right into the next one, Mirshakov versus Krzysztof Jotko. Mirshakov is making his middleweight debut, and he's 34 years old. And he's 2-3 in his last 5, losing all 3 of those fights by KO TKO. He's been knocked out in 4 of his last 6 fights. He has a +1 striking differential at 50% accuracy and 4.3 takedowns per fight at 57% accuracy and 71% takedown defense. He's taken on Krzysztof Jotko, 3-2 in his last 5, losing his last time out very one-sidedly to Sean Strickland. He's got
insane, and he's got voices in his head.
Yeah, he's a scary individual. Jotko is a +0.7 striking differential, 41% accuracy, 1.1 takedowns per fight at 34% accuracy, 87% takedown defense. Jotko is by no means a heavy hitter for the 185-pound division.
He's not.
With his last 4 wins coming by unanimous decision. But Kirkinov is very chinny, and cutting down more weight usually doesn't help your chin.
It doesn't.
No. So I'm going to go with Jotko in this one. I like Mirshakov, but yeah, I don't think moving down is a good move for him.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to take Jotko as well. But I think this fight's pretty gross, honestly. I would put the Ladd and Chiasson fight above this fight, as in like
better.
It's a better fight, more entertaining. This fight has the potential to just be absolutely gross. So either way, I'm going to take Jotko, but this is my gross fight of the night.
Gross fight of the night, but we're both agreeing. We're both going Chris. I like it. You should got to do a gross fight of the night every week. Both going Krzysztof. Do it. Krzysztof Jotko in this one. God bless. This next one though is not gross. This next one is fight. You could be fight of the night. We're gonna go Niko Price versus Alex Oliveira. This is fireworks. Alex Oliveira, 2-3 in his last 5 on a 2-fight losing streak. Both losses coming by sub, but in one he got rocked on the feet, and then he kind of got the sub after. And they're both happened in the first round. He hasn't looked like himself lately, even though he's only 33 years old, which is just wild. But he's the oldest 33 I've ever seen in my life.
Literally. Jose Aldo.
But Jose is even shown like signs of life lately. He's shown like he's got it.
Something. Yeah, he was so fast in his last fight.
I can't say the same about Cowboy though. He doesn't have a very long-lasting fight style. He takes a lot of damage. And he's very awkward on the feet, but it works for him. You know, that people know how he fight. He's been around forever. He can grapple with the best. He's taken on Niko Price, 1-3 and 1 no contest, but that 1 no contest being a unanimous decision win over Cowboy Cerrone, but got overturned because he popped for weed. He's got a negative striking differential, 0.7 takedowns per fight, 66% takedown defense. Just kind of throws caution to the wind and just like throws hands looking for knockouts.
He doesn't give a fuck.
What'd you say?
He doesn't give a fuck.
Never gave one fuck. But his record, on his record, he doesn't look that good. In his last 3 fights, he hasn't tasted victory. But he has fought heavy hitters, some very heavy hitters.
Oh, Vicente Luque.
Yeah. That being said, this is the best matchup that Nico Price has had in a few fights. And that Oliveira is bad, but I don't want to say he's bad. I take that back. I think he's just taking too much damage. That's what it comes down to. He's got the skill set and everything. He's good, but he's just, he's not all there anymore. He's 33 years old and past his prime, which is just crazy.
I don't trust the Cowboys anymore.
No, it's tough to trust them. But Nico Price has fought elite competition. Like just lately, I mean, he's fought just, let me read it up. Michelle Pereira, Donald Cerrone, Vicente Luque, James Vick, a couple of fights ago, Jeff Neal, Tim Means, Abdul Razak Al Hassan.
Oh my God, there's an enormous spider in my room.
How big we talking? You're such a wuss. What are you doing?
I'm scared of spiders, bro. It's dead.
Oh, Dan versus Spider. We should have that. I'll do that breakdown. Dan plays cheap, takes a roll of paper towels and hits the spider. Disqualification. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Nico Price in this one. I'm confident in Nico Price in this one.
Yeah, so am I. I like everything he said. I think Cowboy Oliveira is kind of washed. Tough to take him in this fight.
Very tough.
Yeah, overall, just not good.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
We're both agreeing. We're both going to go Nico Price. Is the next one me or you, Dan? Next one's you, right?
Yeah, it's me, and it's the co-main event of the evening.
Hell yeah.
Got the return of Kevin Holland, who hopefully has gotten his takedown defense a little better.
A little better, yeah, for sure. He definitely did.
Fighting Kyle Daukaus, the brother of your boy, Chris Daukaus, who is a submission guy.
Yeah.
And he's going to be looking to bring that fight to the ground. So this is a stylistic matchup that striker versus grappler, end of the day. Kevin Holland has looked, it's been really frustrating to watch his last 2 fights, but he did fight like March 20th and then came around and fought April 10th. So it's not like you can make huge adjustments in that span. He's taken nearly 6 months off. I'm sure he's worked on his takedown defense because everybody knew that was what was wrong with him. I'm a huge Kevin Holland fan, and he's got great jiu-jitsu himself. I mean, he's under Travis Lutter.
He does have good submissions.
No joke there. 81-inch reach. He's very lanky for the division. It's going to be tough for Daukaus to even sub it. I don't think Daukaus could sub him. Especially when maybe in a grappling bout he could sub him, but if there's hands involved and you can fucking strike, we saw what he did to Jotko. Either way, call me biased. I'm gonna take Kevin Holland. I know he's one of my favorite fighters, but I love the way he fights. I think he's able to fend off the takedowns. I hope he put on some weight going into this fight. Got a little bit heavier.
Comes in at 182. Doesn't cut any weight. Just naturally 182. Walks in.
He could be a very dangerous welterweight if if he dropped down. But
he would be. I think he'd be.
Said he was going to, and now he's staying here. So I'm assuming he's bulked up a little bit. He's already has those quick twitch muscle fiber KOs. Look at what he did to Joaquin Buckley, for example. Look at what he did to Jotko. This guy can hit hard. So yeah, I got Kevin Holland in this fight, but it is sketchy because he didn't look good in his last 2 fights and he kind of just accepted the loss. But may I remind you, he fought Marvin Vettori and rocked him with the right hand in that fight. He could have finished it. And he rocked what's his name too?
Derek Brunson.
Derek Brunson. So yeah, I'm gonna ride with Kevin Holland in this fight. I think Derek Brunson's definitely ascending right now, but
you see who he's fighting?
Who?
He's fighting was not Ryan Spann. It just
Jared Cannonier.
That's what it is. Jared Cannonier.
That's a good
fight. Tough fight.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna show whether or not he's at the top. I think Cannonier is gonna knock him the fuck out though.
He always gets wobbled and manages to out wrestle the guy, but yeah, I don't know. It's so early, but back to this fight. Kevin Holland 3-2 in his last 5, riding a 2-fight losing streak. The best kept secret about his game, his takedown defense, the word got out, and people just started to exploit it. And he's been out wrestled in his last 2 fights, not even close. And you can even say he's got out wrestled in his last 3 fights, but he got that crazy off his back knockout over Jacare. He's got a plus 1.4 striking differential at 54% accuracies, 47% takedown defense. He's taken on Kyle Daukaus. I'm a fan of his. Bigger fan of his brother, but I'm a fan of his. 2-2 in the UFC, losing his last time out to pretty one-sidedly to Phil Hawes. He's got a plus 0.5 striking differential, but has some pretty solid wrestling. That's what he's known for. 1.7 takedowns per fight, 30% accuracy, 85% takedown defense. That being said, Kevin Holland's name has been dragged through the mud recently. It's been a little bit since he fought, but after he fought Derek Brunson, he got dragged through the mud for not taking that fight seriously. And I think he really did take the fight seriously, and he got like kind of
just how he is.
Yeah,
you know, it's like asking somebody not to be themselves. Like he talks when he's in there.
Mm-hmm. But since his last fight, he actually took the longest time off he has in about 5 fights, which is 5 months. But in Kevin Holland time, that's like a lifetime. You know what I mean?
Here for every other guy.
Yeah, but Kevin Holland likes to fight like once or twice a month. Could you imagine? No, but seriously, he'll, like you said, he fought 1 month, he fought the next month, and then before that, he fought like 3 months before that. It's just always like right after the other. And I think he's going to get right. He's going to get back on the right track on this one. And that's coming from a guy that's a fan of
the Daukaus brothers.
The Daukaus brothers in general, yeah. So, and I'm going to agree with you on this one. I'm going to go Kevin Holland.
I'm surprised. I thought you were going to go Daukaus.
Yeah, no, you can't go with your heart always. That's not a good look.
Yeah, I go with my heart a little bit too much. Maybe going with my heart in the main event.
Both agreeing. We're both going to go Kevin Holland in this one. I'm going to move right to the main event. Thiago Santos versus Johnny Walker.
Let's go.
Let's go. This is a great main event. Unreal.
May I say this? Johnny Walker was put on earth to entertain people. I don't care if he's going to be I don't care if he's never going to win much or like be at the top of the division or anything, but this man entertains.
He is. Are you not entertained when you watch John? Are you not entertained?
Yeah, like seriously though, like he is. He's so fun to watch.
He's a lot of fun to watch. But I'm going to actually start the other way. I'm going to start with Thiago Santos, who is on a 3-fight losing skid right now.
Years old.
He's 30. How old is he? 38 years old?
37.
37, close at 30. Oh, yeah, 37.
38 within like the next 3 months.
Yeah, but look at his last guys he fought. It's really spectacular. Alexander Rakic, unanimous decision loss. Glover Teixeira, who's, he's competing for the 205 belt right now. And
yeah, Glover Teixeira put it on him.
Yeah, he did. And John Jones in a fight where I thought Santos won that fight. I watched that fight. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings. I sat down. I watched that fight. And Thiago Santos won that fight. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I don't think he won it, but he did tear didn't he tear
he tore both ACLs, I think, in the first round or something like that. Something
crazy. And John Jones was just I think it was just an unmotivated John Jones, but still.
Yeah, I don't know. He must have been doing too much coke that weekend. Fucking John Jones. But Thiago Santos.
Do you want us to drop a John Jones video? Let us know.
No one wants that. But Thiago Santos, he's got a +2 striking differential, 48% striking accuracy, 66% takedown defense. That's not that great for a guy his size. A lot of guys are able to stuff takedowns, but he's a heavy hitter. And like I said, I think that he did win that John Jones fight. And he's taking on Johnny Walker on the other hand, who he's like the Michelle Pereira of 205.
But he's super clumsy.
Yeah,
he trips over everything.
Yeah, he's a clumsy guy. He's 3-2.
Hurt himself doing the worm.
And that was so embarrassing. He dislocated his shoulder, I think, doing the worm. Imagine showing, if I ever did that, like if I did that at like a party in front of like my friends, I would never be able to show my face around town ever again. But that being said, he's coming off a pretty awesome KO over Ryan Spann. But I don't know. I don't know how much I don't think that highly of Ryan Spann that much anymore.
Neither do I.
Yeah, right. But he's got some pretty solid stats. 4.4 strikes per minute at 72% accuracy, which is just like a wildly hot 72%. That's very few people over the span of, I think he's got like 6. He's got actually 7 UFC fights and he has 72% accuracy, which is,
and he's a stand-up fighter.
Yeah, he's a stand-up fighter, which is crazy. And he's gonna have a 6-inch reach advantage.
And he's 6'6".
Yeah, he's a big dude. 100% takedown accuracy. He hasn't shot. Actually, he only shot for 1. So take that with a grain of salt. And 60% takedown defense. They're like the same at that. But this fight is going to stay on the feet. Overall, this fight is tough. But this fight is fireworks. If you don't bet on it, just tune in to watch this one. This is crazy. But overall, I'm going to take Thiago Santos in this one. I think he's a guy that level on a 3-fight losing skid. He's going to fight for his life against Johnny Walker. And Johnny Walker has been known to make bonehead mistakes. Like we said, he's a bonehead. So Thiago Santos is smart. Like I said, you got to be smart to beat John Jones. And I think he did that. I'm going to go Thiago Santos in this one. I don't know about you, Dan, but
I'm going to double disagree. I don't think he beat John Jones. I think John Jones won that fight. Like,
you're like in the very, very small percentile that thought that.
The Reyes fight, I think John Jones lost, but I think he did beat Thiago Santos. He didn't put on a show like I expected him to. But Thiago Santos was also like he knocked out Jan Blachowicz, like he's knocked out the champ. But post-injury, Thiago Santos has been a completely different fighter. Yeah. So I'm going to bring my case, and that's going to be my case for Thiago Santos. He's looked very gun-shy in his last 2 fights against Glover Teixeira and Alexander Rakic. There's no way around it. He's been very gun-shy. He's got the hammer, but he fucking won't swing it, So that's what worries me about him. Like, I can't bet on a guy who I don't know if he's going to put on enough output to win,
right.
Or to do much.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker is like a walking highlight reel. It could be on the in the Corey Anderson fight, he got fucking starched, but I mean, he's not afraid to throw. He'll throw literally anything at you.
He'll throw the kitchen sink at you.
He will, which is why he's so fun to watch. Like he'll throw a spinning back kick, and then he'll throw a spinning back fist after it. Like he'll throw a flying knee followed by a spinning back fist. Like he's got the weirdest fucking combos out there.
He does.
And it's hard. Like this is a fight that you do not bet on because it's just like so many. Both of these guys are like red flag central. It's just like this guy dislocates his shoulder, fucking doing the worm, and fucking leaves himself open and does a bunch of crazy shit. While Thiago Santos has become super gun shy, and I think he's a shell of himself since the first round of the John Jones fight where he tore both of his fucking ACLs. I don't think he's been performing at a high level ever since his fight against Rakic.
He hasn't.
He looked awful in that fight. I don't want to disrespect the man, but like he looked awful. Like over.
He looked worse in that Glover fight.
Yeah, like he just hasn't looked very good. I mean, you look at the strikes landed in the John Jones fight. I mean, John Jones did outland. John Jones over 5 rounds only landed 59 significant strikes against him.
Yeah, that was a snore.
Yeah, it was a shitty fight. But yeah, I'll just say fuck it and take Johnny Walker in this fight because I don't want to take a guy who I'm afraid of, like, whether or not he's gonna have the output. I made that mistake last week taking Jairzinho Rosenstrike, and he's just so timid. And Santos, I feel like, is just gonna be super timid again in this fight, and it's just how it's been for him recently. It's sad, but it's just the truth. And I want to see him get back to that knockout form that he was at, but it's just like, dude, you've been looking really bad recently. So I'm going to ride with Johnny Walker just due to how much I've been, how scared I am to, like, I'm scared to take Santos.
Yeah, it's not that you're confident in Walker. It's that you're, like, afraid of how bad Santos is.
Yeah, like he's been way too gun shy for me.
Yeah. And maybe I'm living in the past too much by taking him, you know?
Yeah, like if the John Jones fight wasn't like a barn burner by any means, it was basically a 5-round staring match. Then he got choked out by Glover.
Right.
And then he lost to Racic, and then now he's here. He's headlining another event, but he's on a 3-fight losing streak, and it very well could be 4. I mean, the odds are fairly even. I mean, they're giving Thiago Santos, actually, they're giving him a -165, 170. At +145 or +150, I like Johnny Walker in this fight over Thiago because at least I can say at least I could say with confidence, Johnny Walker is going to at least throw shit at him, you know?
Yeah, I get it. Dude, I get it.
That's how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys think about it. Like, I'm just not confident in Thiago Santos post that injury.
But I feel like I am confident in, like, a finish here.
I could see it getting finished one
like
way.
An under maybe, or like a finish bet. But yeah, I don't know if I would bet on this one. Like I said in the beginning, it's a good fight to watch. You can watch this fight without betting on it. It's gonna be wild, and these guys are heavy hitters.
And it's gonna be wild on more of the part of John. What's Johnny Walker gonna do? It's not gonna be wild on like, oh, Thiago Santos is fighting, like he's got like, you know, it's just like
fights a lot more conservative than
he used to, and his like craziness is kind of what got him there, and he strayed away from that.
Yeah,
I just don't like it.
Yeah, no, it's not a good look. I'm definitely not going to say that, but yeah, dude.
So with my case on post-injury Thiago Santos.
Yep.
Has not been looking the same.
No, he hasn't looked the same. I did think he looked a little better in that Rakic fight, considering that Rakic is a fucking stud and far better than Johnny Walker and Santos. But yeah, dude, that 3-fight losing skid. That I look at that and I say, this guy. I don't think this guy loses 4 in a row.
I think he might, man.
You think so?
I hate to say it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. And if that's the case, he's going to be 38 years old. It's time to hang up the gloves. But we're gonna disagree on the main event in this one. I'm going Thiago Santos, and Dan's going to go Johnny Walker, and that's going to wrap up. That's going to wrap up this episode. UFC Fight Night Vegas 38. Jesus.
I mean, they definitely can't sell an arena out with this during these times. So.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. And you know, it's kind of hard to be like. We had such a stellar card last week, 266. And like, obviously you're going to look at this one and be like a little disappointed. Like, it's not as good as last week.
I mean, who knows? This fight could.
No, I mean, not this fight. I just mean the whole.
I mean, this card could definitely.
I mean, it's fun. I'm going to watch it for sure. for sure.
But it's nowhere near the talent we saw last week, you know?
Yeah, it's totally different. Totally different. A lot more prospects. But yeah, that's it. That's it this week.
You'll see us next week with Dern versus Marina Rodriguez.
Oh, is that next week?
That's going to be next week. Yeah.
Oh, someone hide Dan.
Mackenzie Dern is coming for some limbs. Marina Rodriguez is coming for that head.
This is going to be Dan watching. I'm going to do an impression of Dan watching that fight. He loves them.
I hate Marina Rodriguez.
Marina Rodriguez? No? She's good, dude. She's fucking good.
Not after what she did to Hibas.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, see, that's what it is. That's what it is. He forgives, but he never forgets.
I don't forget.
Another week in the books.